Yes guys, these are my top tips on how to make ice baths a little bit more manageable at the beginning. Firstly, this is by no means a prescription for how to do it. I'm no ice bath or cold exposure expert, but this is simply my kind of anecdotal evidence that I've experienced over the past 28 days. Previously, being someone that is absolutely terrified of cold water and washing my hands in cold water was previously a challenge, to now sitting in an ice bath for 4 minutes every single morning when it's freezing outside. Tip number 1, build up slowly. Whether that's starting in a cold shower for 10 to 15 seconds or just jumping in an ice bath every single morning, jumping in and jumping out, slowly build up. This is what I personally did. I jumped in on day 1, jumped in again on day 2 and got out pretty swiftly. Day 3 was 30 seconds, day 4 was 45, day 5 was around a minute, and then I progressed from 1 minute to 1 minute 30, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, to now around 4 minutes. Tip number 2, doing some sort of pre-warm-up routine before you get in the ice bath, whether it's push-ups or bodyweight squats or star jumps. Tip number 3, just some general preparation, making sure you've got a towel on hand and some warm clothes and a hot drink afterwards, because you are going to be absolutely freezing. Tip number 4, next I would definitely encourage you to do some deep, heavy breaths before actually getting into the ice bath. Maybe 10 to 15 breaths should do. When you then actually get into the ice bath, personally for me, in order to prevent me gasping for air, I actually take a big breath in just before I get in and then slowly exhale as I go under. That massively helps. And once you're in, just try your best to regulate your breathing, taking really deep breaths in and really deep breaths out. A few bonus tips would be wearing a hat and gloves does actually really help. I personally don't put my hands under just because it massively limits the amount of time that I can actually spend in there. And doing the ice baths with someone massively helps. Whether that's just knowing that your mate does it every single morning at the same time or FaceTiming each other, something of that nature could be really good to keep up some level of accountability. I personally film it every single morning for my Instagram stories, but having some sort of level of accountability could be good.